And now it's time for RTB 101, and this is the segment where we talk about practical questions to equip our viewers to share their faith with their friends and family more effectively. And once again, I'm here with my friend and colleague, RTB staff theologian and philosopher, Ken Samples.
Hello.
Welcome, Ken. And it's the season to be merry and bright, isn't it?
That's right.
But not for everyone.
Yes.
And many people struggle with difficulty at this time of year. Maybe 2017 has been a difficult year for them. They've experienced a significant loss. Maybe they struggle with a mental illness, or they've had a recent job loss.
Right.
Family conflicts are a reality for many, many people. This time of year, while the rest of the world is celebrating, can be very hard. And I know you've done some reflections on how to deal with difficulties in our lives. So maybe we could just start sort of with something general, of some general comfort for us during this time of year.
Yeah, I think it's important to be sensitive to the fact that not everybody comes from a family that's perfect. You know,
Right.
There are struggles, as you mentioned. People often have memories of loved ones, and at this time of the year, they're hurting because of that.
Yeah.
There's a great passage that Paul writes about in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, where he says that be joyful, prayerful, and thankful. And I often convey to people, you can be joyful even if you're not terribly happy. We can be joyful because of what Jesus has done for us. Certainly we can pray, and we can be thankful for what God has done. And so I try to help people to realize that God loves them, that He sent His Son to save them, and that's the message behind Christmas, that the Lord has come. But it is a difficult time, and I think if we can be open to the fact that people are hurting, ask them questions. Ask them, how can I pray for you?
Oh, that's such a great question.
How can I be helpful to you? Those kinds of things I think are very encouraging and uplifting when people are struggling.
You and I have both experienced deep personal struggles in our lives at different moments. And I know that for me, how much it meant when I was going through very difficult times, when people would just ask, how can I support you?
Yes.
How can I help you? Sometimes people who struggle with mental illness or depression, they don't want to be around a lot of people, but they also don't want to be necessarily alone.
Right.
And so inviting them, like, how can we help you come to Christmas dinner, but also have it not be overwhelming? Just kind of talking about it and having that conversation can be a wonderful, practical way of showing the love of Jesus to them.
There's something about empathizing. There is something about really showing care and concern about where people are at. And again, I think we need to keep in mind that as much as we like to celebrate at Christmas time, as much as we like to give gifts and have lots of celebrations, that there are people that really are struggling. And so empathizing with them and caring for them. And like you, when I was really sick, just getting messages from people who said, I'm thinking about you, I miss you, I'm praying for you. That was a real encouragement to me, because when you have those struggles, there's a lot of doubt, there's a lot of worry. And sometimes just demonstrating real friendship and care goes a long way.
It sure does. And so at this time of year, we want to have a practical way of bringing the love of Jesus everywhere we go, even in those holiday party contexts.
Yeah.
So let's do that carefully and compassionately everywhere we go. Ken Samples, everyone, check him out on social media and also on his blog at reflectionsbyken.wordpress.com. Now let's go over to Monica and see what she's up to.